A lot of ExoKitty's humor feels like an inside joke, or you already have to have pre-existing knowledge on Korean culture and K-dramas to understand what's going on. 안녕하세요 여러분, 저는 무리입니다. 오늘은 미국 드라마 엑소키티 대해서 이야기할 거예요. 그리고 스포일러가 있으니까 조심히 하세요. 하세요. 그럼 리뷰를 시작해요. 지금부터 영어를 할게요. Alright, so like I already mentioned, today we are going to talk about the American TV show called ExoKitty. Yes, you heard me right. We are going to talk about an American TV show and not a K-drama. For those of you who are new to my channel, hi, I'm Marie. I usually talk about K-dramas. That includes reviews, first impressions, lists. But I was really drawn to ExoKitty and wanted to talk about ExoKitty because I think it's going to have a really wide appeal to other K-drama fans like myself. And after watching it, I definitely have a lot of constructive criticisms to give. ExoKitty follows the youngest sister from a movie franchise called To All the Boys I Loved Before. I think there's 2 movies in the franchise at the moment. All you really have to know about the movie franchise before watching ExoKitty is, like I said, the main female lead in ExoKitty is the youngest sister from the movie franchise, and she acts kind of like a matchmaker within those movies for her older sister, which is the middle of the 3 sisters, Lara Jean, as she, you know, starts that really turbulent relationship with, I think his name is Peter? I think. And I believe it is the second movie when the family decides to go to South Korea on vacation, and it is there where Kitty meets her current boyfriend. Another important thing to note is that this is a biracial family. Their mother was Korean and she is now deceased, and they have a white dad. So all 3 of them feel varying levels of disconnection from their mother and their ethnic heritage. The series kicks off when Kitty discovers that her long-distance boyfriend, you know, the one that she met in Seoul in the previous movies, is going to a school called KISS. I believe this stands for Korean International Secondary School? Let me look this up. No, Korean Independent School of Seoul. So this is a private school that is taught in English to a widely international student body. And the school is really important to Kitty. Not only is her current Korean boyfriend attending KISS, but it's actually the school that her late mother also attended. So off she goes on a quest to reconnect with her love and also feel a little closer to her mother. I really wish I could tell you guys that ExoKitty was an exciting and heartfelt exploration of being biracial and feeling disconnected from your heritage, but unfortunately the series is far more interested in exploring teen boppery romance drama than identity. So usually I do like to divide review videos into pros and cons with an overall rating at the end, but unfortunately for ExoKitty's case, a lot of the good and the bad kind of blend together in this really messy way. So we're just going to talk about it. First, let's talk about the characters, because ExoKitty has a very large cast, and I was genuinely surprised at how I attached to a lot of them and genuinely enjoyed watching them interact together. I do think most of them have very distinct personalities. Unfortunately, I don't think many of them have interesting arcs. I don't feel like a lot of the characters have changed very much throughout the course of the series, and that includes, I was going to call her ExoKitty, but that includes Kitty herself. I think a lot of her character flaws get pointed out to her as the series progresses, but I don't feel like there was a lot of personal growth. I'd love to see that more in season 2. Kitty does change what she wants, or rather who she wants, as the series progresses. And I did find this to be a fun version of certain tropes that we as like romance rom-com viewers have come to expect, but now that I've had some distance from the show, I really feel like a lot of the choices were unnecessary. For example, Kitty develops a crush on a girl. It's actually the main antagonist for the story for much of the first half of the story. And this felt unnecessary to me on multiple levels because I think we as the audience already know who Endgame is, or at least I have a ship that I really hope Endgame is, and I don't think I'm alone. So not only does it feel a bit unnecessary in that way, her developing crush on this girl felt more like it was trying to subvert that common trope within rom-coms about how, you know, like the man in the picture is pretty useless towards the female's growth. Like, I think we've all kind of heard or seen that conversation going around with rom-com fans about how you can just get rid of the guy altogether and then the two main female characters should just get together. It felt like it was trying to capitalize on that very modern current conversation rather than a true exploration of this character's potential bi feelings. The LGBTQ plus representation itself is something I also am not thrilled with. On the one hand, I'm really excited by all the representation that is in ExoKitty. There's a few queer relationships that I really enjoyed, but then on the other hand, I think the show forgot its setting. I think it forgot the fact that it was set in South Korea. Like, one thing, I just don't think a lot of students going through the South Korean education system have the time to date the way they do in ExoKitty, so they're missing the opportunity to talk about how stressful the system is on Korean students. But also, the second female lead, who is a lesbian, she does say something along the lines of, I can't feel at home or accepted within my family, but that didn't fully present the grasp of being gay in Korea, in my opinion. It felt like she was dealing more with your standard run-of-the-mill homophobic family rather than a society who has ingrained homophobic beliefs. There's a difference. ExoKitty missed several opportunities, not just discussing LGBTQ plus issues within Korea. They also missed an opportunity to explain some of the hierarchies within language. And this discussion feels really apt timing for me because I just did a video on bloodhounds where I also discussed the hierarchy within Korean language. So there's that one white female character who can speak a bit of Korean, but she always uses panmal, which is a lowered, more intimate form of speech style within Korean hierarchy, multiple levels of speech styles. You would only really use panmal with really close friends, people who are your own age, like people you know. You don't just go up to strangers and use panmal. It's very rude. So when this foreigner goes up to a few Koreans and says 안녕 instead of the full 안녕하세요, which is far more polite and suitable for a greeting for strangers, I loved the way that the Korean characters reacted to that. They are 100% annoyed and a little bit taken aback, and I loved that reaction. What I didn't like about these interactions was that it was never explained. So for viewers who don't understand speech styles, even K-drama viewers, I don't think K-dramas ever really explain through subtitles or little footnotes what's actually going on when characters are saying, hey, why are you speaking rude to me? Or hey, why are you talking down to me? It's never really explained. So they really missed an opportunity here to describe or explain for a foreign audience what's going on. So instead of this being a teachable sharing moment for an aspect of Korean culture, it comes off as two Koreans, like native speakers, being really put off by a foreigner making the attempt to speak their language. Do you see how that is maybe not the perfect vibe to give off for that kind of scene? Like, that's not what's going on. A lot of EXO-Kitty's humor feels like an inside joke, or you already have to have pre-existing knowledge on Korean culture and K-dramas to understand what's going on. This didn't bother me at first because I didn't really realize that's what was happening. I definitely laughed along with the unrealistic plots happening. There are many references to K-dramas going on, from the actual name of the school, KISS, definitely reminded me of Boys Over Flowers. Please tell me I wasn't the only one. They're also doing that beloved trope of cohabitation. There is also a mystery child that definitely felt like daytime Korean soap opera to me. So there are definitely beats that are happening that are for sure 100% references to K-dramas. And for much of it, I laughed along. Like I said, I felt like I was watching a show by fellow K-drama fans. However, if you are not a K-drama fan, I feel like these really cheesy, really cliche elements are going to throw you off. I think a perfect way to solve this would have had one or two scenes of like a large group of classmates or the friend group in a common area, and there's just a K-drama playing in the background. Or maybe like Kitty notices or sees a similarity in something that she's watching. Like, there's already scenes of these characters watching TV anyway, so I don't see why it couldn't have been this really self-aware moment where they're like tipping their hat to what they're referencing. As it stands right now, I just feel like it's going to be really alienating to viewers who aren't already K-drama fans. In the end, you guys, I have to be honest and say that I did enjoy EXO-Kitty. I binged it and I had a pretty good time. It is light, trash popcorn teen drama that I consumed really quickly, and I am excited for season 2. Like I said, I have my own ship that I am rooting for. Ultimately, all those aspects combined, it does leave EXO-Kitty feeling quite flat and like it squandered golden potential. I am gonna give EXO-Kitty a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, you guys, have a good day, have a good night, bye.